When I was younger, I remember seeing countries saying, "We're Christians," and people saying, "Oh, I'm a Christian," and they would be able to say the Lord's Prayer off by heart, and they would have pictures of Bible verses hung up on their walls, and I would say, "Wow, these people must really be Christian." You must be wondering how that relates to the title, religiousness. Action or conduct indicating belief in, obedience to, and reverence for a god, gods, or similar superhuman power. That's the Oxford English Dictionary definition. And in my opinion, I think it's true. So what is the difference between religiousness and having a relationship with God? Well, let's put it this way. Remember when you were maybe 5 years old and your parents or your guardians told you to go to sleep, and you just went to sleep not because you really wanted to, but because you were being obedient to your parents. But maybe when you grew older in your teenage years and you started falling asleep in school, or you were having headaches, or you just weren't able to concentrate and perform the way you used to when you had a full night's sleep, when your parents told you to go to sleep, you would go to sleep. But not just because you were being obedient, but because you actually understood why they were telling you to go to sleep. That kind of explains religiousness versus a relationship with God. Religious people, I remember seeing them and being like, oh my goodness, they really are Christian. But only God can see people's true hearts. So what's the point? What's the goal of bringing up religiousness versus a relationship with Christ? I remember seeing all of these people, all of these religious people, and I would feel so intimidated by them. And I remember thinking, like, what is my relationship with God? What is my faith? How am I connected to God at all? Am I even Christian at this point? And yes, as I read on this podcast, Amen Alex podcast, which I'll put the link in the description, you're closer to God than you think. So don't be intimidated by what other people are doing, what other people are saying, how they're acting, or different relationships with God. As my auntie says, relationships with God aren't one size fits all. The way you'll communicate to God is different to the way another person will communicate to God. The way you understand him, the way you talk to him, the way you are with him, the way you connect to him is going to be different to the way you talk to, is going to be different to the way other people connect with God. So don't be intimidated by what other people are doing. Focus on what you're doing. Focus on your own relationship. And make sure that when you say Christian, when you mention that in your life, don't label yourself Christian. Say you are Christian. For instance, I don't label myself as Lizzie. I am Lizzie, in the same way as I don't label myself as Christian, because I am Christian. I'm not Christianity, but being Christian is a part of me, and I have a relationship with God. So when God tells me to do something, I don't just do it because God told me to do it. I do it because I have an understanding with God. Although sometimes you may not understand what he's asking you to do, or why he wants you to do what he's asking you to do. But you just have to have that trust, that faith in him, that when he tells you to do something, it will always work out for your good. So, my question for all those listening, tuning in today is, are you religious, or do you have a relationship with God?